When dinner time gets near,
You can make it, you can make it.
and your wife has made it clear,
You can make it, you can make it.
it's your turn to cook, my dear.
You can make it, you can make it.
You have no need to fear.
You can make it, you can make it.
Make the dinner feed your spouse, bring peace into your house. You can make it. If you're lucky, she will say,
We will make it, we will make it.
life will be okay. Life will be okay. You can make it.
This is Bill. I'm at David's place, and tonight's dinner is butter chicken. So what's the inspiration for butter chicken?
Well, a lady friend of Bill's answered a question they had about what do you think's comfort food, and she said butter chicken. You know, she's right. And I want comfort food tonight, so we're making butter chicken.
That sounds good to me. Toolie ho.
Toolie ho. Okay, we're going to go through the ingredients you'll need for butter chicken, which are a little bit more than we normally do, but just go step by step. You start off with 500 grams or just over a pound of boneless, skinless chicken thighs, 30 milliliters or 2 tablespoons of good oil for cooking with. We're going to cut up about a cup and a half of chopped onion. We're going to put in 2 cloves of garlic. We're going to get about 15 milliliters or a tablespoon of chopped up fresh ginger. We're going to put in about 2 tablespoons of butter, about half of a lemon squeezed into it, just the juice, about a teaspoon or 5 milliliters of gara masala, a teaspoon or 5 milliliters of cumin, and just a little dash of cayenne to give it a little bit of spice. We're going to put in about a cup or 250 milliliters of canned tomato sauce, and a cup or 250 milliliters of evaporated milk, not condensed milk, evaporated milk. We're going to put in about a quarter of a cup or 50 milliliters of plain yogurt. No vanilla yogurt, no fruit yogurt, just plain yogurt. And a little bit of salt and pepper, and that'll do it. First thing to do with this dish is get all the stuff you need cut up. So we'll start off, and we're just going to cube the boneless, skinless chicken thighs. And don't worry too much about exact size, just cut them about half an inch or 3/4 of an inch. And the exact size doesn't matter, just get them all cut up into chunks. I'm just about to cut up my last piece of chicken and again into rough cubes. The thing you want to remember about chicken is it can have a bacteria in it called salmonella. It can make you sick. So everything that you touch raw chicken with, you want to wash it right away. So I'm going to be taking this over to the sink and washing it and the knife. We're now going to cut up the next ingredient that needs to be chopped, which is a cup and a half of onions. Next thing we're going to cut up is about a tablespoon of fresh ginger, and you just want to get the peel off of it. Okay, so just take the ginger and slice it into thin wafers. Now, if you're really desperate and you don't have any fresh ginger, you could use a teaspoon of powdered, but it won't be nearly as good. Oh, there we go, a tablespoon of freshly chopped ginger. Okay, we're going to mince up a couple of cloves of garlic. Now you notice I put the ginger and the onions in the one container. That's because they're all going to go in the sauce at the same time. So I'll put those and the garlic go in together. So I'll put them all in one container just to store them. We're going to cut the lemon in half for later. So we're going to add just 1 of the tablespoons of oil to a large saucepan, and I've got it set on medium-high, and we're going to let it sit for about 2 minutes just until the oil gets a little bit of smoke coming off of it. The oil's just got some smoke on it now, which means it's nice and hot, and we'll just throw the chicken in. You want to cook the chicken for about 10 minutes until it's nicely brown. Just give it a flip once in a while. You see how in the pot here it's just getting some brown stuff sticking to the bottom and it's starting to get a little brown chicken? That's exactly the way you go on it. You don't want it dark brown. Only took about 8 minutes, but you can take up to 10. So that's it. So what you want to do is just dump the chicken onto a plate. Now I'm going to add the other tablespoon of oil, the onions, the garlic, and the ginger. And you're just going to cook these until they get a little soft and stink a bit. Give that real strong onion and garlic smell. So just about a minute, it's starting to get a little soft, and you can smell the onion and the garlic well. And we're going to add 2 tablespoons of butter. 1, 2, and get that melted in there. And you can turn the heat down a little bit now to about medium-low. While the butter's melting, you're going to take half of a lemon and just squeeze the juice in there while the butter's melting. Make sure you get all the stuff that's sticking to the bottom. That stuff tastes really good. While the butter's just finished melting in there, we're going to add our teaspoon of garam masala, our teaspoon of cumin, and just about a quarter of a teaspoon of cayenne, just for some spice. And then you're just going to stir that because you want it to get mixed with the butter, get a little bit of browning, and you're going to give it 30 seconds to a minute over the heat with the spices getting a little toasted. After about a minute of stirring the spices, you're going to add the 1 cup of tomato sauce. Turn the heat back to medium, give it a stir, and let it cook for about 2 minutes. So we've taken 2 minutes with the tomato sauce in there and stirred it quite often so it doesn't stick. And we add 250 milliliters or 1 cup of evaporated milk and our 1/4 cup or 50 milliliters of yogurt. Stir it up. And just let that marry in the sauce for about a minute. After it's had a minute to get close to the boil again, you just want to turn your heat down to about medium-low, and you're going to let it simmer for about 10 minutes, stirring it quite often. So we've simmered the sauce for 10 minutes. Stirring it frequently, and now we throw the reserved cooked chicken in. Stir it in so it gets all coated. Now, you want to bring that back to a boil because the chicken will take it off, so turn it back to medium heat and bring it back to a boil. Now that you've got the sauce back to a boil, if you see the bubbles coming up from there, turn it back down to medium-low or low heat, and you're going to let it simmer, stirring it frequently for 15 minutes. We've left the chicken simmer for 15 minutes, and it's all ready, and we just put it in our serving dish. We're serving our buttered chicken on a bed of rice with some Indian flatbread called naan on the side.
So that's Indian butter chicken, and we're serving it tonight with homemade naan. Looks delicious.
Tuli ho.
Tuli ho.
Wonderful. You can make this, you know.
When dinner time gets here,
You can make it, you can make it.
and your wife has made it clear,
You can make it, you can make it.
it's your turn to cook, my dear.
You can make it, you can make it.
You have no need to fear.
You can make it, you can make it.
Make the dinner feed your spouse, bring peace into your house. You can make it. If you're lucky, she will say,
We will make it, we will make it.
and life will be okay. Life will be okay. You can make it.